Good morning, traders. It is 6:02 a.m. Thursday, May 12th, 2016. It's time for the pre-market prep video. So yesterday we had quite a down day on the SPY, and that was led by the retail sector, which we will look at here in a second, but they had quite a large down day. But the SPY, the day before, I had said that that volume was light on Tuesday, on the up move, and that panned out to be quite the indication, because yesterday we went down back below that point with very little resistance and very little volume. Part of this, you could say, was the retail sector, which obviously did have volume, and that was led by earnings in Macy's, which opened lower and then sold off throughout the day on very large volume, and so this probably has further to go before it's done moving lower. And Disney, which gapped lower as well, went down and found some support, found some buyers, which isn't surprising. So there's a lot to like about Disney, but I guess ESPN or whatever didn't do well, but they also had very large volume on earnings. So that being said, what I think the 2 days together, what this tells us is not that there's I think it speaks to the lack of trend that's possibly in the market right now, and so I think we could be stuck kind of in this range of sorts until any meaningful market data or something pushes direction for the very short term. And this isn't uncommon during the summer months to get quite a bit of chop, and I think that may be what we end up seeing here until possibly data or some event kind of changes what the market sees or thinks about the future. That being said, for the economic calendar, we've got the jobs numbers. It is Thursday, so we have some job numbers coming out, and also the British pound has some rate decisions and such like that this morning. So we'll see. Those more have a impact on currencies, but if we look at gold had another up day, which isn't surprising after, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, it bounced off the trend line pretty aggressively. So that being said, I think it's very much paired to the US dollar right now. If you're talking about gold in terms of the dollar, always kind of a correlation to some degree, but I think that we got probably more of a correlation than average right now, and so wherever the dollar goes, my suspicion would be that the gold is going to do the opposite of that. So I don't think that we're going to have this screaming high that we had, or the screaming run up like we did January to February. It looks like it wants to consolidate here, even at even at higher prices than this previous consolidation. It may take some time and churn kind of up here at a higher level. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Oil had a nice up day. Looks like it might be continuing that, and it's certainly looking more bullish by the day. We've got some resistance here, possibly at the 200-day moving average, and then above we're in this kind of resistance area right now, but it looks like it could be breaking out above that, so we'll have to see how that fares in the future. But one of the positions I have on is MPC, which obviously is going to try to make a rally with oil going up. So we'll see how that goes. A lot of the oil names are beaten down, but will want to rally with oil. The question is, can oil prices now offset all the debt and the bad news over the last however many months? So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Looking at Amazon continuing to go higher, very strong. It and Facebook are probably my two favorite out of the FANG: Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. So Netflix, if we look at that, had a down day. Google looking very much like the NASDAQ. So if you look at the Qs, very similar chart to Google, and it bounced off the 200-day moving average and then has this bearish engulfing bar. So we'll see if it can overcome that impetus here today, or if it just goes lower. If it were to test the 200-day average so soon, that may mean that it can't respect that as a support line. So looking at Apple also kind of went down below or at the midpoint or near the bottom of its kind of little range that it's been building over the last few days, trying to carve out a bottom. So it needs to break out of this kind of consolidation pattern in order to go higher, and I guess the ultimate goal at this point would be to fill this gap. So looking at that, Tesla fared much better. Trying to break out, got sold into, but still closed a little bit higher. So this is better for Tesla. This is what it needs to do. It needs to carve out something like this for the next couple days in order to kind of stage before it stages a rally, or even if it were to continue a leg lower after consolidation, as long as it's not a runaway red bar. I think this sideways movement is still showing that buyers are coming in, which is less bearish. Looking at our trade setups, we only have one today, still short. So along with as a lot of the industry indexes and the major indexes are trending lower, the 200-day moving average is down. It's really not going to find a lot of long setups, and that prevents me from trading too much, that can save you. But EGRX has this kind of sideways consolidation. Had a down day today or yesterday, a bearish engulfing bar. So it looks like it may want to go lower. The question is, can you get a good price? So we'll have to see. It looks like if it could go up to 40, that may be a nice area to jump in and short or sell a call spread for the June 17th expiration. And if we look at this on a weekly basis, yeah, it's in all kinds of trouble. Had some consolidation here, so it could go lower. We'll have to see. Pharmaceuticals companies can be pretty volatile, so you have to watch this one. Car yesterday might have been a nice trade, but I didn't get into this one. It just depends. Sometimes it can be hard to get the price that you want, so we'll have to see about that. And KS as well. This one could still be a good short for the June options. But right now, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands a little bit. But have an awesome day. Trade them well. Good luck. God bless. And have a great day.